I seen people said if we defund the police, then what if they started doing AI type shit as police, and then we
that's eventually going to happen.
if we go into like the whole RoboCop.
Definitely.
I think everything that you saw in the 80s.
Or what was that movie? iRobot.
iRobot.
Right. Because I think what you saw like in the 80s, like futuristic, like RoboCop and Judge Dredd, and movies
have we
like
not
that.
learned nothing from movies that's a very bad idea?
Right. Kind of like Skynet, like him with his killer AI fucking thermostat.
Yeah, that's the funny thing. Remember, we used to watch all the sci-fi movies, and we'd be like, "Oh, that'll never happen." And now they're very realistic.
It's kind of like they say how fiction represents reality.
I think Alexa is gonna rise up and say she's tired of your shit and all your requests.
And she did. This happened when I installed that smart thermostat.
She said, you do it
with the A word. I had another speaker over here, and they both started talking. And next thing you know, they were talking about turning the temperature up in the house. And that's how the whole robot revolution started, my friends. That's when I started believing, okay, now I get it. Now I get it.
They started talking.
They did. I'm like, Alexa, stop.
And they didn't use like their own language. They just
they started going back, yes, I will. Then next, it was like, okay, all right. No connection here. Yeah.
So if you had like smart locks, she would say like turn off the locks or lock the doors.
You could start doing all that.
And if you had a gas stove and it was connected to a smart thing, they say turn on the gas.
So you want all that easy stuff, the autonomous home, and look what happened. Now you're burning up.
Murdered by robots.
Murdered by robots, real deal.
Well, that is really the question, because like people want autonomous vehicles and things, or not even like with autonomous vehicles, like your vehicle today with the computer chips in them. Some vehicles are hackable. Some people can hack into them. I'm not saying your average fucking guy with a GED or just
your average frog counter.
So not you.
Right, not me.
not
but
you.
There's probably some Rushki or some Chinese guy out there.
Is that politically correct to call them a Rushki?
A Rushki?
Yeah, I thought it was Rushki, but
Rushki?
No, tomato.
No,
okay, Rushki?
Because Russian.
Yeah, but I thought they call them Rushkis. Maybe that's a Minnesota thing. I don't know.
Because I think a Rushki would be like a little something different, but it's a Rushki because he's Russian. So like call him a red. Yeah, the red.
Tomato.
But again, if a Rushki, like how they all play American hockey, where before it was USA, but you've yet to find a lot of Americans playing hockey because they all come from like Kosovo and the Baltic. Because they're like 6'2" Rushkis.
Yeah, Yugoslavia, Serbia.
Yugoslavia. And now they're like, I play American hockey.
Right.
But then when it comes for time for the Olympics, they go, no, I don't play for your country. I go back to my country.
Right, but here's the thing about hockey, though. If you look at it in the United States, it's mostly regional. If you look at the major states that actually play hockey at like a youth level, it's like Northeast. It's like, New York, Boston, Maine, Rhode Island, Delaware. Then it's like Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan. I mean, it's not even a sport that's like played throughout the country. Well, so how can you even think it's a niche sport?
Because like tennis, which not a lot of people play tennis, because for some reason I can't see why tennis is expensive, because all it is a ball and a racket. But a lot of people don't play it in the inner city.
Right.
But basketball is more played than tennis is, which I don't understand again why.
Well, tennis. Here's the thing about tennis, because I played tennis and I played tennis in the inner city, and I learned how to play, and I got private lessons. So here's the kicker: you can play tennis, you can get a racket, you can get balls or whatever, you can play.
Did he touch your balls?
That's what she said. So anyways, when you get to the private lessons, that's when you get to indoor courts in the winter. Like a state like Minnesota, you can't play all year round. So you got to get the indoor lessons. That's when the money kicks in. That's when you start losing people. And they're like, oh, I'm just a casual player. Right. But to be good and keep going up levels, you got to have a little bit of that.
And see, here's the thing about sports also. Is like back in the 80s, you had a jock. He'd play baseball in the summer, football in the winter, basketball after football, and then back to baseball and so forth.
Totally got the
now. These people are these kids in the suburbs and the inner cities somewhat.
Watch it.
These kids in the burbs seem to just focus on one sport.
Yeah.
They go to a training.
I say at least two.
Well, maybe two,
It's
but for the most,
usually football
they-
and basketball.
But you're right, they specialize them to try to
Right,
get
this is
better at just one, or
specialized.
try to get their gazillion pennies at one sport.
Because
Right.
baseball is spring, right? In the spring.
Yeah, baseball starts in the spring, but like I said, it's the same thing with regional sports. The people that grow up in Florida, Texas, Cali, or whatever, they can play year round. They already have an advantage there,
right.
versus somebody in Minnesota, unless you've got your own little indoor
So then, how
dome
come
or something.
if the people in the southern states, like you said, there's not a lot of tennis being shoved or shown in the inner city schools or down south where kids can play, but they're again more focused on playing basketball and football as a primary sport, not really baseball. So it seems like those two sports are pretty much like a white sport because it only attracts.
Wait, what sport is a white sport?
Like baseball and tennis, where football.
Are you talking about in the
in the inner
cities?
city, like down in southern places like say Alabama or Georgia, most black kids only play basketball and football. They don't really play baseball, tennis, or even try golf. You know, they're offered to like some of
There's
their
always
counterparts.
outliers. There's like Tiger Woods and the Williams
Right,
sisters.
and then
but
where
for
he
the
says
most
these
part,
private lessons come into play,
Mhm.
but still, even then, why isn't it not pushed? But yet, it's
Right.
predominantly okay. These kids only play this, and then these kids are playing this.
right.
You know what I mean?
It's
So-
almost like they're steered in a direction like, hey, how about
Right.
you should just pick up the basketball
Right.
instead? And only a few break through and just do what they want.
right. Few are talented enough to take
Right.
it to the next level and the next level.
Yeah.
Where it should just be offered across the board, like in southern states. But here, I get your point. Where here, because of the winter, obviously you're playing in indoors and stuff like that, and that costs money. Goes back to my point about hockey. Hockey's a very expensive sport.
It is.
You're talking about ice time, the gear.
My
and
dad
that.
played hockey.
Yep, your dad played hockey.
Yeah.
He played youth hockey, which used donated equipment and time,
Yep.
but yet it was still offered to the West Siders
Mhm.
and stuff.
Mhm.
Where so I guess my point is, why don't you like hockey?
Great question.
Yeah.
So profound.
So, like I was saying with hockey, it's very regionalized, and unfortunately, it's very race specific for the most part. So, I respect the sport of hockey, the skill and everything. The game's actually pretty cool. But what I have a beef with is the fans of hockey. The fans of hockey are the same people in general that don't like basketball. I love basketball. And there's all kinds of people that play basketball, but we know there's a different color of basketball players than hockey players. So my beef is mostly with hockey fans. Turns me against hockey. They play the same time of the year. I love basketball. Hockey, sorry.
You see, that's kind of funny too, because when you say that group of fans might not like the other sport, but it's funny because those guys are rooting for these guys that are from other countries. They're from Russia, Czechoslovakia. They're not American, but yet they're like, yeah, Kaninsky or Kanowski,
Right.
Gorbachev or whoever the hell.
Yeah.
He fucking scored a goal. And,
I seen one hockey player at the Wild Onion on Grand in saint Paul.
Been
He was there.
Wild player.
He was the black one.
Oh yeah,
Oh, was-
probably Dumba.
Doom,
See, and I don't even know.
he's
but-
a pretty big dude.
Yeah, okay.
yeah, well, because isn't he like the only black player
Yeah.
on that
He's
team?
not
Pretty
the only
sure.
black player. There's a few.
No,
that-
on the
on
Wild.
that team.
Oh, on the Wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Gregerson seen him and like fucking,
Flipped out and had
fucking went bonkers. He's like,
Yeah.
fucking Doom.
Himself.
I was like, okay, I don't know who the fuck Doom is. Yeah. He's like, bro, I'll tell you, suck his dick right now. I was like, oh shit,
A little
okay.
roofie me.
Man boy.
I was like, oh, all right.
A little roofie me and have his way.
Anyway, so yeah, I've seen Doom, but he's kind of a big dude too.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a pretty big
Yeah.
dude.
Some of them are pretty.
A lot of hockey
big.
players are
And
big
then you're
dudes.
putting them on like another 5-inch, 6-inch skate.
Mhm.
So now they're really fucking massive.
With sticks.
With
How many
sticks.
brothers in the hood are gonna let carry sticks around and skates
Right.
and all that?
You
but-
know,
I went to a
but then
lacrosse
I think
game.
it's a cultural
Okay.
thing.
The
And I think
Hornets?
maybe at this
Or
point,
Swarm. Is it the Swarm?
lacrosse.
yeah,
I
lacrosse
couldn't
is
even.
pretty cool.
I couldn't even tell you.
Is that
but
our
that's-
team, right?
It's a pretty
You
intense.
could be right. I have no idea.
I went there.
You ever
once.
watched
It was kind of
lacrosse?
cool.
I've seen clips. I
Clips.
can't tell you I've never seen a full game
really?
before, but I understand the sport's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they use a lot of cardio.
My dad told
They
me
run a lot.
that they fight a lot too, and
Yeah.
I didn't see any at the game we went to, but it was actually kind of.
I don't think they fight a lot, but it gets pretty physical.
It's a skilled sport.
They check and stuff like that.
You know what's not a skilled sport?
Yes.
NASCAR.
Well,
I would have to
controlling the vehicle at those high speeds
at that high rate of speed and staying
quite the skill.
focused.
Okay.
You know, especially driving in southern Florida, in Daytona on that asphalt, because that's a lot of heat resonating.
You just hate white sports. Controversy.
So then, video games is a skilled sport as well.
Well, gaming is definitely
How is gaming
becoming
a skill sport? It's only high.
You're controlling something.
It's really just hand coordination.
Hey, no,
Okay,
like,
what's driving a car?
Well, I think that's not just hand coordination, but the element of being in the
gaming competitions? Winners
right.
make a shit
Gaming
ton of money.
competition. I'm just saying it's big money.
Yeah.
But NASCAR.
NASCAR's big
It's-
money too. You
it's
know
big
why?
money, but-
White trash loves NASCAR.
Oh, shit.
Period.
You got
Period.
a point, white
You
trash.
turn left. If you turn right, you end up like Dale Earnhardt Sr.
Oh,
Game over.
Game over.
I don't know what to tell you about the sport.
Well-
I'm not that knowledgeable about it, but
That
it's
is,
pretty cut and dry for a person from the north that understands things a little bit better.
Right.
It's not that deep.
That is
It
profound.
really isn't. But then that's almost
Little
like
bit.
comparing NASCAR with Formula One. Which one would you say is probably the better of the two?
Oh, to a redneck, that's a huge debate.
Right.
I could care less about either of them. Sabadi.
Sabadi.
So obviously Formula One and NASCAR hit for LQ is a suck my D.
Yeah.
Sabadi.
Sabadi. Because I really don't give a shit.
Amen.
I
Next.
care more about
Next.
ping pong being played in
Thank
Pablo,
you.
Mexico
Next.
than
Damn right.
I would
We're at my work break room,
yeah, right. Work in the break room.
dominating the monks.
Dominating the hamong. So they're like,
Shout out Chino.
so do they got like, do they
Chino.
got like your picture, and then they got a thing saying, "Yeah, we're gonna get this guy." Yeah,
They got the X on my back.
They
over
got
there.
the- yeah, this guy here thinks he's so good. Yeah,
Ba, 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 ba.
just because he can beat Lo Long here. Yeah. Don't worry, we're gonna get this guy.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
And then what is your strategy on ping pong? Consistency?
Consistency over wild power. Keep that ball in
Have you,
play.
Oh, they're just trying
Just
to
trying
slam
to crush it. Yeah, keep that
Yeah.
ball in
Q,
play.
have you ever played handball?
I have never played handball.
Really?
You've never
No.
played.
I would have thought that you
I would have
probably
pegged
would
you
have.
for a handballer.
Nope, I have not played handball. I played a lot of dodgeball.
Have you
and,
ever played anything with your hands?
these real size hands?
I played
Got doll
handball.
hands?
I played handball once with Jay. The ball kind of hurt my hand. It's a
Okay, it's a hard ball.
It's a hard ball.
It's a hard rubbery ball.
He was
That's
used to it
what
while
she
he was
said.
locked up.
It is. I mean, I see
It's
some
quite the
guys-
hard
Could
ball.
you palm that one?
I could. You know what? I can honestly say at least I don't have calluses because I wear the proper.
Not from
PP.
that, at least.
Well, some people hit it where they get calluses, but
Not
I
you.
like to wear proper PPE. So
All right, Mr. Safety.
yeah, I mean, I'm not with wearing safety glasses, but maybe put a little tape around the hand.
Maybe a headband,
Yeah.
knee pads.
No, not so much
Not
knee
so
pads.
much.
I don't plan on falling for it.
Okay.
You're not down for the cause.
I'm not down like some people trying to, fucking get intense with it. But
I saw you throw a football once.
Not
Egregious,
pretty.
to
Egregious.
say the least.
it took a little out of me. I had to loosen up the shoulder.
I wish I could say the same for the football.
It took, I think it was like an official size, so I was still able to throw it.
So a Nerf Vortex.
So I still threw it, a couple of 100 feet.
No, you didn't.
Okay. How about troll centimeters for starters? Let's break that equation down.
Hey man, in my defense, it's been a while since I threw a football.
Jerry, when's the last time you played actual sport?
Oh man.
Oh,
Hey, dial back 1985 right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Probably that's.
Hey, Doc Brown, fire up the time machine.
I probably would say maybe the last time I played. Well, I tried out for football at Como.
Did you make it?
No, I didn't. I didn't. I think.
And that was when everybody made the team, right? Most high schools.
What position did you try out for?
Oh man, what position did I try out for? I forgot what position.
Backup water boy.
Well, I forgot what position I played out for, but I remember
Equipment
this one
manager?
black dude.
Yeah.
I remember this one black kid.
Oh, he lost there.
Huh?
Huh?
Well, I remember he came up on me. And I was going to try to block him, and he kind of ran over me. And I think that's when I said, yeah.
So you held your marbles a little bit?
Well, I think I still got up, and I still tried.
You think?
Yeah. I think like, no, man, you ain't got nothing on me.
All right. You had that competitive fire in you.
Be
Yeah.
honest, you didn't say any of that, did you?
No, he said that to me. Oh, yeah. And he was quite right. But hey, I still try to block him again.
You on the field was egregious.
What he did to me?
When you had the smelling salt, it was a little bit pungent.
No, man. I mean, hey, man, in my defense, I really wasn't too much. I mean, I wasn't athletic, but
What size jersey did you wear?
Tro?
well, I didn't get to the part of wearing a jersey yet.
Oh,
So, I mean, the practice jersey, yeah.
okay.
So, whatever size,
What size shoulder pads did you wear?
I don't know, whatever size they gave me that fit my little shoulders. Now to think about it, I kind of think I might have looked like that kid from that one movie. Oh, shit, not Rudy, but the one before him, the one with the little glass.
The water boy.
No, the kid that wore the glasses, where the movie that Charlie Sheen was in, where he was the high school quarterback.
I think he just dated himself.
Here, let me see.
Charlie Sheen was a high school quarterback?
Yeah, Charlie Sheen was a high school quarterback.
Okay.
You guys were unaware of that.
Tiger blood. Mr. Sheen.
Here, let me see. I'll pull it up, and you guys will.
Well, I'll be honest, don't even care no more.
Wasn't Major League.
No, it wasn't.
We're more familiar with Sheen's off-screen exploits.
Oh, that's what it was.
Okay.
I sort of look like Lucas.
Oh, that was the young Lucas.
I sort of look like Luke.
Oh my goodness.
Where Charlie Sheen was the handsome white quarterback that dated the girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you see
So,
that
of
now?
course,
Story of your life, huh?
Yeah, because I remember Aunt said something about, man, you look like Lucas.
Like a kid dressed up as a football player, huh?
Right. So
Little
you
big
guys
league.
don't remember Charlie Sheen being a high school quarterback, huh?
Can't say I do.
Oh,
I
you
remember
guys
him.
remember Charlie Sheen being a biomedic?
I remember Charlie Sheen being a womanizer.
You don't remember him being a brain surgeon?
No.
Oh, I just made that up. I'm sure he
I was
probably
gonna
was.
say either way, or you dated yourself. I was like,
But
Mr.
yeah.
1985.
Yep, but you guys don't remember the movie Lucas, huh?
No,
I can't say
it was
I
actually
do.
called Lucas.
Yes, it was actually
Oh,
called
okay.
Lucas, and he was trying to win the heart of this young girl or this other girl, but I guess comparing him to Charlie Sheen, going against Charlie Sheen, obviously that ain't gonna happen.
No.
So, yeah. So, anyways, yeah, that was probably the last time I played sports. Then, so, yeah. What about you? Did you play
Rich
football?
and compelling. No, I never played football.
How come?
I weighed like $145.
So
in
you would
high
have been like
school.
Lucas too.
I was pretty skinny, but the thing was I could move side to side, and I had hand-eye coordination, unlike
Something Jerry
something
lacks.
over there.
He's like, so the thing is
Yeah.
I can do razzle dazzle.
Right.
Hit him with the old razzle
Right, for a
dazzle.
playground player, I could ball,
Right.
slash intramural player. But yeah, I was way too small to play football. Yeah.
But basketball, because basketball seemed like it was something you loved.
Well, I love basketball, yeah, but I still never played in high school.
Oh,
You know,
really?
Yeah.
How come?
Yeah.
Just
didn't want to play. I played with all the kids growing up in traveling
yeah, because you
basketball.
told me you go to the park, the ball.
Well, I do that, but I also played like traveling basketball for like Golden Valley, and then
Right.
came up in the system with kids that ended up playing varsity. But I was kind of done with the system at that point. I didn't want
Why?
to play. I just had that attitude in high school. I'm like, I don't want to play in the system. They're all like, oh, you could play. You could probably be the backup point guard or something.
Mm.
But I just did my own thing, played intramurals.
Okay.
Yeah, went below.
So no
the
sports
radar.
during high school.
Went
Tennis,
below.
varsity tennis.
Up until what
Yeah.
grade?
I played sophomore and junior year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yep.
We should
So-
get a racket.
Yeah, definitely.
tennis.
Oh, I'll definitely play. Yeah,
So
it's been
you
a
were
long time.
you were quite the oh man, who was the name? Like Arthur
Arthur Ashe.
Ash. You were
I was basically the black guy. On the
You
team.
were like Arthur
yeah,
Ashe,
at
huh?
25%.
At
right?
25%,
You were the-
Yeah.
so
the
you were
token.
no threat.
No, but I like tennis.
No.
because- I was no threat.
They're like that.
You're black enough to give them
Right.
diversity, but not a threat.
Correct.
All
There
right,
you go.
perfect.
Correct. Yeah, but I like tennis because tennis was the last sport I played, other than the ones I took serious, like baseball and basketball.
Mhm.
And like I said, I learned it in the city,
Mhm.
got private lessons. I'm like, oh, I'm going to keep playing this sport. So to me,
Wow.
I like tennis more because I didn't even have any interest in playing it early on.
So
Then I got decent at
if you
it.
got when you got your private lessons, if your tutor or the person giving you the private lessons, if the guy came up and started massaging your shoulders, was that allowed?
You're making this sound like the U.S. gymnastics team. All right,
Oh,
Larry
that
Nasser.
so, because like I tried to get this guy some private piano lessons, but
Oh my god. dude.
but he didn't like how Mr. Beethoven was massaging.
Nah,
all-
man, we're there, man, and he's like showing these kids the piano or whatever, giving them their lesson, and Jay took me there to see if I wanted to do it, and the fucking dude's like rubbing these little kids' shoulders, and he's rubbing this little boy's face, and
Oh,
I
wow.
was like, Jay, if this dude touches me, I'm about to smash his head in his fucking piano. thing."
Right.
Like this dude better not.
Pedophile alert.
So I said, "Come on, man! I don't want the police called on this guy. I
Man.
don't want the police to show up and
Well,
you break this dude's fingers." So,
Man, in tennis, luckily you're far away. Usually your instructor is hitting the ball from the other side of the court. It's not one of these hands-on, let me guide your forehand and backhand.
he wasn't
type thing.
behind you.
Hey,
Yeah.
Jay,
Showing
Jay,
how the
Yeah, you got at
Okay.
least 6 feet separation.
Oh,
a lot
Jay.
of social distancing.
why didn't you become an altar boy?
I did become an altar.
I know. I said, why didn't you?
well, because
Grandma said you've been
When-
so cute.
when Grandma said, "Oh, mijo," he said that you could be an altar boy, and you could stay after church. And I looked and said, "Mom, there's no girls here. It's just guys." And that hair on the back of your neck, how it sticks up.
Yeah.
I was like, "No." And the dude was like this. Like,
Yeah,
he's like, "Yes,
come on down.
yeah, you need you to stay." I was like, "No, Mom, that's not happening." So,
Yeah.
no. I mean, granted, I love being a Catholic. I'm in the Catholic faith. I'll always be a Catholic until
Mhm.
the day I die. But you know,
I
being
think- I
an
think,
altar boy just isn't happening, man.
I think religion is hogwash.
religion could be hogwash to some people, but
Mhm.
I guess for me, you know, I guess it's embedded in me from a young age.
Wow,
It's
embedded.
Yeah, that's a good word. Huh?
I like that.
Right.
Could I spell it? Probably not. It just got 2 G's in it.
What's what's your view on that?
Well, religion, I
Same
never
as
grew
NASCAR.
No, not that bad. I understand people use it. A lot of people kind of need it as a crutch.
Mhm.
So
Right.
it helps them get through whatever it is. It's something they can rely on, something they can go when things get bad. I can turn to this.
Right.
I mean, to whose God is what and what's
Mhm.
actually truthful and not. I mean, that's all up to the person.
Right.
Right.
There's so many stories. If there's,
But you don't like it forced onto you.
No,
and-
absolutely not.
and,
I'm
like-
shutting the door on
Right.
Jehovah's Witness.
On the
With
Jehovah's.
quickness.
or someone like tries to like not influence you, but
Right.
you know, try to get too deep with you about it or
yeah,
something.
that ain't happening.
Yeah, it's not. It's kind of
Yeah.
like politics. You're like, you know what?
Pass.
Yup.
Yeah.
Hey,
Pass.
you know
Yeah.
what? Hey, that was good talk, but moving on to the next subject.
On to
Exactly,
the
exactly.
next.
But I understand, if it gets you through the night, I guess you
Right.
could say that about somebody that wants to drink 20 beers. If
Right.
it gets you through the night, that's for you.
Right,
Mhm.
right.
Go
Mhm.
for it.
Yeah,
I'm not going to get in the way. But yeah, once you start imposing on other people,
yeah.
that's when I start backing up. And
It's kind of
going,
like that
yeah.
video I showed you of George Carl.
George Carlin.
George Carlin.
Okay.
George Carlin. So it's like that video I showed you where he was talking about religion, and he
Mhm.
says, churches always want money. God's all powerful, all knowing,
Yeah.
but he just can't handle money. So
Can't seem to handle money.
he just can't handle money. So he always needs a little bit more.
Yeah.
They all need just a little bit more from
Just a
you.
little bit.
That's
So-
one of the GOATs right there, George Carlin.
Oh, George
Richard
Carlin was-
Pryor.
yes.
Yeah, those are two of
Yeah.
the all-timers.
He's really. I don't know if he was alive today to see what's going on. I wonder what he would have to say.
He probably wouldn't have been surprised. He always kind of had a grasp on what was going on.
Yeah, he did, huh?
What was coming next.
Yeah,
Mhm.
he did. But what's coming next, I guess, we'll never know. But we can tell it's hopefully for the good,
Mhm.
hopefully not so much for the bad.
Yep.
But,
Listen to Chappelle. Get through the day.
oh my God. But his last thing Chappelle did was a serious rant.
Oh, that was a
it
serious
wasn't even
rant.
funny. I was like,
No,
man.
people came there for comedy and he came
Yeah.
and threw down. Yeah.
They came there for comedy, and he pretty much,
He just went on and said,
yeah,
this is
he
what the
slapped
deal
him with
is.
the wet towel.
Yep. He said the streets is talking. This, yeah. He
But
went.
what's funny about Chappelle is that he didn't endorse Trump, but when he was on Saturday Night Live, he said, let's give the guy a chance. We don't know what his agenda,
Mhm.
what he's about, but let's give him a chance. Okay, I think we
Well,
gave
yeah, we
did
gave him
it.
that chance.
We
man.
failed.
It's,
We failed.
yeah,
time to
Time to
abort.
move on.
yeah, I think it's time to abort.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And again, we don't have two guys to really choose from. Again, it's just two old white guys
Agree.
promising you things.
Yeah.
And really, in the end, is it going to help me? Probably not.
No.
Are my taxes going to be lower or anything? Probably not.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But I think it's more like, I don't know, like if I had a cousin that lived in another country that needed to come here, that's probably where it affects because of the whole immigration thing.
Right.
Right.
So-
uh-huh.
I think once again, your favorite, Joe Rogan, said it best that we should not have a system where we rely on one supreme leader. It's not
Mm.
realistic.
Well, we don't rely on one supreme
It's not.
leader. I mean, there's supposed to be checks and balances, but
Mhm.
so far it just looks like there's one
Right.
supreme leader.
Right.
You
And
know, it
he's
looks
an
like
ass
this-
clown.
Yeah, this
He's a
dude
fucking
said-
ass clown.
and I actually wouldn't even care what he did, but now with no sports, I've got to watch the news, watch COVID and riot updates, and I have to see this ass clown talking in my face in the TV. So now I'm like, oh God, he's every bit of that ass clown. He's a joke.
COVID-19.
Man, that's all it is now. It's,
It
it's
is
weird.
It is really depressing.
It is.
And you're right, because
Kind of funny because he says so much dumb stuff, but
he really does. I mean, he exaggerates, but then again, he's a TV personality.
yeah.
And that's what TV personalities do. He's
Mhm.
not a very good at, I guess, articulating himself.
right.
In speeches like how Obama was.
And here's what he's worse at. He's worse at diffusing any problems, like bringing
Mm.
peace to the country, saying, "Hey, everything's gonna be all right," even if you don't believe it.
When the
He's
looting
like,
starts, the shooting starts.
Thank
Yeah.
you. He's good at inciting riots and
He is.
Mm.
He's
lighting
really.
the flame.
He's like your
you
old
know?
grandpa.
Yeah. But hey, all he wanted to do was win the presidency. Just say he could do
Right.
it. He's already a gazillionaire.
And so he
You
sort
know?
of just reminds me of like that old, fat, rich white guy at a country club.
Mhm.
That likes to bullshit and bullshit with other bullshitters.
Yeah.
Saying, yeah, look what I did to that guy.
Yeah,
Mhm.
definitely.
I own this and that.
Mhm.
So,
Fucking dickhead.
yeah. He really
So-
is.
anyways, yeah, Donald Trump is a dick. So, you
Long
might,
story short.
yeah, long
So-
story short.
So in
Useless.
conclusion,
So in conclusion, if you vote for him again,
you're a dick.
no, you're
Shame
not
on
a
you.
dick. That's your voting right. But again,
But shame on you.
But again, that's like me going to buy crack.
Yeah.
I probably shouldn't, but I want to.
Right.
I mean, I don't really know the comparison right there, so that
Yeah.
probably wasn't a good analogy.
No, but we don't endorse him on this podcast.
Yeah, but we don't endorse.
We
You
don't
might see his
endorse him.
face on my YouTube thing. I put one, but
I
it's
saw that. I was
but-
like, what the hell is
yeah,
that?
but it's if you look really closely, it's of him looking like a buffoon.
Well,
So-
isn't that his only look?
well, no, I guess, but it's him going like this, like.
Yeah. Get confused.
So, unlike President Obama,
I seen
who
they
always
said,
looked distinguished.
who?
President Obama.
Oh, yeah. At least carried
Oh,
himself like
he
a
always-
leader.
yeah,
you
like a
know?
leader.
That's the one thing.
Mhm.
So, but anyways,
Mm-hmm. Just give me another stimulus.
Yeah.
Quick.
Yes. I could use another 1,500 or 1,200, man. I could buy another shotgun.
Yeah.
I mean, not the one with the pistol grip, but
Because you can't get
because
that.
apparently I have a felony from back
Since 91.
since 91. I thought it was 92. Was it 91?
91.
Oh yeah,
For,
there was. I remember. Yeah,
For
Great year.
possession
Huh?
of...
Twins won the World Series.
the 91.
Last Minnesota
But I remember
championship.
when they won
Wow.
their first World
Besides the
Series.
Lynx. Shout out Lynx.
Yeah.
Nobody cares. About
Yeah,
the
nobody does care.
They're, what are they doing? The Lynx. No one's even talking about them.
Exactly.
No one's even talking about that $100 million fucking soccer field they built in the middle of a ghetto.
I've been there.
Is
Can't
it
believe
a
I
ni-
didn't get shot.
Is it a nice stadium?
It's
where
a
did-
nice stadium.
I've never
Where they
been.
burnt down the
Never
Foot
been.
Locker after they looted
Right.
it.
The only problem is they play soccer there.
Right. But what are they going to use it for? It's just sitting there idle.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Like a spaceship just landed in the wrong part of town.
I mean, what are they going to literally use it for? 'Cause
Was that District 9?
This is
Yeah.
nice, precisely. Yeah.
District 9?
We're
District
cleaning
9.
out this third world area.
That's what it looks like, huh?
Yeah, it
District
does.
9.
It does.
Now that you bring that up,
That was funny.
that's kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
Man. They're
District
going to put a
9.
big gate around it.
There was a
and
lot of
start
truths
walking
in
people
District
in.
9, huh?
They're going to start walking people in it, and there's going to be no exit.
Yeah.
So you just go in and you don't come out.
That's it.
Well, you're going somewhere.
Or you go in, and then you come out the other way, and there'll be like big yellow school buses waiting to take you somewhere else.
Somewhere you don't want to go.
Right. Exactly.
Bring out your dead.
Bring out
your dead.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just sitting there. They spent what, almost $100 million on it?
I didn't even know it was there until one day I had the misfortune of driving towards St. Paul, and I saw this thing on the side of the highway, and I said, "What the hell is this?" Hit Google, and I've got a soccer
Alliance-
field.
Alliance field.
Alliance, yeah.
Alliance.
Yeah.
I thought it was Alliance. I kept calling it Alliance, but it's Alliance.
Alliance.
Oh,
It's a company.
Alliance.
Right.
But there's two L's.
Not two G's.
Sounds like you're going La Llama.
What is this little llama?
Spelling with Trolls, Chapter 4.
No, I'm serious. Well, anyways, I didn't have my glasses on that day, so and my diabetes was acting up. So it kind of made me see like doubles.
Yeah.
I think that's why I keep seeing double G's and. Anyway,
Spaghetti.
you know,
Spaghetti.
But you know what? I'm surprised they don't open up the restaurants in there or something just to get people to go there.
Right.
I mean, you could go to that shitty McDonald's across the way from it.
Yeah, right.
But
A Culver's over
yeah,
there.
that
Yeah.
still has all the boards up on it,
Yeah, the plywood.
all the plywood on it. Or you could drive way out here to get some of that crispy, crunchy chicken.
There you go.
Crispy
And that
crunchy.
really nice gas
That's the way to
station.
go.
Either way, one day you get arrested by an autonomous, off racist police officer
Oh,
as an iRobot. So
You know what? I think at some point they will have the technology, because I remember in the 80s they always kept talking about non-lethal weapons, beanbags shot at you with, high velocity, but not enough to puncture the skin, but enough to
take your eye out.
leave very big bruises on you.
Mhm.
But again, they just like to get, guns. And to me, it seems like officers, when they fear or they can't control something, the first thing they pull is their gun.
Yep.
Mhm.
Growing up as a kid, officers, I don't even think they carry batons anymore. Officers.
I've seen some in some of the videos.
Yeah, I
but
believe. Yeah, they do.
I think it's the ones that are the assistants. They sit there and they wheel. They can't
Right.
hold guns, and they're
Right.
like,
Because I think you saw a video of them in the UK and they still use batons.
Yeah.
They don't carry firearms,
Mhm.
but they can disarm somebody. They'll hit them in the leg, maybe break that, that kneecap, which is unfortunate,
Yeah.
So
very.
very
Tear the hibiscus triscus.
Can you put
Medial
cheese on
collateral ligament.
Collateral
MCL.
ligament. It'd be unfortunate to tear that CL because you're looking at a lot of therapy.
Yeah.
So-
Your football career is over, Lucas.
Right, yeah.
And what did he say on that show, Dave? He said, "I seen some bumps on my pubiscus."
Leak speak.
So yeah, again, they can disarm you. They'll fuck you up with that stick.
Mm-hmm.
But here, I think since Rodney King, when you got 30 cops hitting on you with the baton, you know, they're probably like, yeah.
When you get pulled out by the cops, I'm gonna tell him he's reaching, officer.
Have you seen those Boston Dynamics videos of the robots that they're making over there? Those things move fluidly like humans.
Yeah,
and they
Boston
get
Dynamics,
up from hits, they move.
Boston Dynamics has one that can walk upstairs.
Yeah,
they have one that.
So does that raise the question that maybe we'll get a robotic police force, man?
I don't think we'll get a robotic police force,
but
I think
some help from them.
But I think like they'll have a drone. Maybe officers' vehicle will carry a drone, so now when they pull you over, officers say they fear like.
So they can assess the situation from afar?
Right, so they don't know what that person in the vehicle is doing. Like that officer in Denver Grove, he walked up to the vehicle, the guy shot him in the head, just point blank.
They'll use the technology.
So maybe now with the drone, and if the technology gets smaller, the drone can scan the vehicle.
Yep.
And tell that officer, hey, you know, this is what you can see in the vehicle or whatever. Right. You know, so maybe that will happen. Maybe that's what's going to have to happen. It's something like that. The technology. So someone's going to get funded. Someone's going to get like $1 billion pennies to come up with this technology. So, but yes. Oh shit, where'd Alex go?
I think he went to the baño.
Oh, he went to go. Shall we get him some toilet paper?
This never happens in Joe Rogan. Nah, actually, they do use the bathroom during this podcast.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
They say, hey, Joe, man.
It's just either the two guys keep talking. Like, if it's more than Joe Rogan. And
so I kind of really do think that the technology is probably rapidly going to change. But is it going to change fast enough? And who's gonna do the implementing? Who's
did you empty out the pubiscus?
Got that
right. What was the other word that said in Waterboy? Is Hablu Magada?
Abdullah Oblongata.
Maybe not get that in so much. So.
CTE.
I think at your work, messing with those chemicals, some of those guys are probably, they kind of look around and go.
I hope not, but yeah, there probably is always a couple of people doing that.
They kind of like look around and like,
get my fix.
Straight huffers.
Some 80s cokeheads.
They get a little baggy and say, jeez. Alex comes back and they got fucking epoxy around their lips or something. You're like, what the fuck is that?
Sounds like you know a little bit about that.
Oh, no. But when I worked there, man, I think I came in there hungover, and that's not stuff to smell when you're hungover.
No, not the MEK.
Yeah, that stuff.
You can look up the name of that, but that stuff's potent.
It's just really strong chemicals.
You know what's good for a hangover?
What?
Pho.
Fuck?
Pho. Pho. The Vietnamese dish.
The Vietnamese. I thought when I first saw the word, I thought it was poo.
Pho?
Yeah, I was like,
pho?
Well, pho but then it's.
Let me get the poo-poo plata.
Yeah, I was like, poo. I was like, and then I was corrected that no, it's pho.
Let me get an order of the poo.
Because it's got the squiggly line of it.
No, it's got the upside down
arrow.
Yeah, arrow.
Holy shit, there, guy.
I was thinking X, but don't ask me why.
Your brain said.
It kind of did, but yeah, pho is really good. You eat pho?
No, I haven't. I've seen it. I see people get the big bowls of it with the noodles and all that.
I
But
thought you would have tried pho by now.
We're gonna have to,
haven't, but I'll try
to take you out for pho one day.
Sounds great.
Next time you come to Frogtown.
Perfect. Free is good.
When's the next time you come to Frogtown?
Ooh.
Hold on. Do you actually have it?
What's that?
Pho?
I've never had it before.
Really?
He's never had it.
No. Oh. I've had plenty of Frogtown.
Oh, we know.
Yeah.
Plenty of Frogtown.
You nearly died.
You nearly died in Frogtown.
I had too much Frogtown. Too many Skittles, if you will.
Too many Skittles from a large Indian.
Oh,
Boston
man.
Johnny still says you owe him a new mattress.
That's what I hear. I think some things just erase from your memory. Like in his case, letters and words.
he said,
Some stuff's disqualified. What happens in Frogtown, you know the drill. Stays there.
Did you learn a lesson?
Throw up before you grow up.
Okay.
Well, I think we all try to learn a lesson.
Yeah, you try
from
to.
something, but you can just move on.
You chalk that one up too. Yeah. Okay.
Hey man, remember when we were going to California to visit my mom?
Yeah.
And I was like 14, and you decided to take pills from a stranger?
In the bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How well did that work out for you?
Oh, it didn't work out really well.
Usually doesn't.
While we were on the plane, how well did it work out?
We were on the plane going 35,000 feet in the air. I could tell something was wrong. And I thought it'd be best to tell you in case something really went wrong.
Hey, mijo, just so you know, I did something dumb.
Yeah. So I thought it'd be best if I relayed that to you.
At the time, it seemed like the best thing to do.
It kind of did. He said, "Hey, you want to take these if you're getting on the plane?
Yeah.
You're going to be confined in a tight area."
Then it just became a speech over the years. You're like, oh yeah, there he goes again.
There he goes.
So again, do not take candy from strangers in airport bathrooms, and if you do not get on the plane.
Disclaimer.
Yeah, disclaimer.
But didn't you offer a little white boy some candy?
It was free, wasn't it?
Don't take candy from trolls, please. PSA.
It was free. Jeez.
Were you under a bridge too?
So how did you approach him?
What do you mean? I was just sitting in the car on the passenger side.
Was it the van?
No.
Was it the white van?
Yeah, I think it was. And I just rolled down the window
Oh, God.
and said, "Hey, kid, you want some candy?" So
See, now you have internet trolls, but you have, in this case, you have a troll who knows the internet. So you have the two different things colliding.
The two different trolls.
Yeah.
Well, I
You
guess.
disgust me, Jerry.
Oh my!
What a role model.
I still can't believe that dude called you. Your young dude that you worked with.
Oh, Simon.
I said, thank you for teaching me everything.
Yeah, Simon looked up at me
Wow.
as if I was a mentor.
Said
The
this guy
master and the
said he
pupil.
was a mentor.
Qui-Gon Jinn, the
Wow.
Jedi.
Simon was a young Ethiopian who was angry at the system, but smoked a little too much weed.
All he showed me was how to make your credit horrible, and how to spot bad decisions but still make them.
Wow.
That's all he's taught.
That's
me.
a father-like figure.
Hey,
Not
man.
the one I wanted.
No, definitely not.
Well, in my defense, man, I really don't have one at this moment.
Just a buffoon
Just a buffoon
with a mic.
with the mic and having a good time.
Living, trying to do your best, right?
Yep,
That's
living,
all we
trying
can do.
to do our best,
Mhm.
trying to be nice to each other. So, but yeah.
We are the world.
Right?
I'm sure there's a lot of cocaine after that.
We are the children.
I'm sure Mike said, "Hey guys, later I'm going back to Neverland."
Right.
So, but yeah. So what else are you looking at, Big Bean?
I'm just kind of gauging the Twitter feed, man.
What's going on Twitter
The
besides girls?
Twitterverse.
Yep, the Twitterverse
Well-
that girls are saying, "Hey."
Do you guys know what goes on in Antarctica?
No clue.
Besides the slaughtering of sea lions.
Wow.
That's controversial.
I have yet to hear about that. But
The slaughtering of sea lions?
I don't know enough about it to
Oh no,
dispute it.
that's the. Is that Antarctica? Hold on. Antarctica's on the-
Here comes the globe.
I'm trying to picture where
Is
Antarctica.
that the North or the South Pole?
Yeah.
It's very cold.
Right, so that's the south.
It's next to Imagination Land.
Okay, but again, Antarctica.
Where is Santa Claus at? Is it the South Pole or North Pole? I feel
North
I
Pole.
hear people say
North
everything.
Pole, definitely.
Santa Claus would be the North Pole.
Yep.
Oh.
Because you know the
I feel
cold
like I've heard
North.
both.
Okay, I think North. Well, that's all I've
North
been.
Pole. Yeah, growing
South
up to
Pole,
know.
but
Never the South Pole.
Anyways,
So what's going on down there?
well, there's a conspiracy, man, about Antarctica.
Why are you talking so?
Because I feel like this is how Joe Rogan does it.
Flat Earth theories.
It's so
Look at how
profound.
So profound. So what's going on?
Because he gets close like this and then he talks and he goes,
Does he?
Wow, when I was on DMT, man.
When I was tripping balls on a different plane.
Nah,
of
man.
existence?
There's did you know no country owns Antarctica?
Did not know that.
Did not know that.
There's an Antarctica treaty where everyone agreed not to own it, and yet no one can go there either.
Really?
Cool.
Just the people that already live there.
There's no
There's no
indigenous-
inhabitants.
There's no inhabitants
Okay,
there.
I
So
thought there'd
there's-
be some crazy buffoon out there. There's always somebody.
Living on planet Hawk.
Yeah,
It,
people are going to Mars now, baby.
It
So
He said, fuck Antarctica,
Yeah.
man.
I'm gonna get on that Elon Musk spaceship too.
Oh,
I'm
did you
gonna be
sign
on
up
there.
for Elon Musk? He's trying to, they're going to beta test some kind of internet from satellites, like satellite phones.
Mm-hmm.
So now he's going to try to test out, I guess, receiving your internet through satellites.
Through space and
Through
stuff. Okay,
yeah.
I believe that.
So
in Antarctica, there's 16 restricted areas too that
Really?
no one can go under any circumstances. It's
Damn.
so profound.
Might have some government cover-ups going on over there.
could be. I mean,
Well, the Nazis were really big in trying to go there, and everybody knows about their
their past,
outlandish fucking
their outlandish
ideas.
expeditions and
Mhm.
trying to track
So
down
even the
ancient-
Nazis.
Auschwitz.
Yeah, Auschwitz, trying to track down ancient scrolls and
Mhm.
Yeah. Apparently, there's a few crashed ships there from like World War II.
oh, okay. I thought you meant like intergalactic
It's
ships.
got to be pretty damn cold there, right?
Yeah.
I would imagine so. I imagine that it's below 68 degrees.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Bring your jacket.
saying? Bring your jacket. Yeah, some World War II admiral. Can you say that word? Say it.
World War II admiral. Admiral.
Admiral.
Pretty good.
Admiral.
Admiral
Admiral.
Akbar.
I'm close to saying admiral.
Adderall.
I think I'm kind of close to saying admiral instead of admiral. Admiral.
That'll give you a boost.
So there was a-
You tired?
a World War II.
That is one drug I never took. So.
Mm.
A World War II Admiral E. Byrd led 4,000 military troops from the U.S., Britain, and Australia in what was basically an invasion of Antarctica.
So
This was known as Operation High Jump. It resulted in several casualties and a missing
I'm missing cat dog.
catapult ship.
So hold on. If there's
The
no
USS
missing
Pine
cat
Island.
dog.
if there's no one living and if there's no inhabitants, why would it be an invasion? I mean, don't
Well,
you?
That's just the land, right? Or
Right, that's just the
referring to?
landscape.
Well,
that
it says conspiracy theorists say this was because of a battle with a fleet of UFOs.
okay.
While this is obviously unconfirmed, they find it odd that Admiral Byrd declared it was imperative that we take immediate defense measures against this hostile region.
Mm. Now, could he mean hostile as it being fucking cold?
Right. But then why would you take defensive measures?
Well, I'm just saying.
So basically, Star Wars, the second episode,
Yeah,
the Empire
Planet
Strikes
Hawk,
Back,
there-
Planet Hawk.
there's
Well,
no
different
walkers.
names,
After he said that,
there's tauntauns running around.
Yeah, Admiral Akbar led the mission.
after he came out and said that, he was hospitalized and not allowed to hold any more conferences.
because they said
And he died shortly after.
Ooh,
because it's
that's
too,
a tough loss.
Yeah,
Took
he
that
lost
L.
his marbles.
according
He took a
according to his private journal, there was an entrance to a whole other world in Antarctica, which he ordered to remain silent, or which he was ordered to remain silent about for the rest of his life. And then
I think he was on DMT too.
Definitely,
So-
he was experimenting.
so
Either the
profound.
cold really got to him.
Like the captain of the Bermuda Triangle expedition.
Right, yeah.
Never came back.
Yeah,
the-
when they found his lost journal.
Yeah.
And the last entry said, "Oh my God, it's so big," or something. There's always a lost journal. in
Right.
The last entry that that they wrote in or something.
It's a cryptic message.
Yeah, it's a
it's like,
cryptic
oh,
message.
well, what does that mean?
the
Like,
Nazis.
you're at
He's
work.
taking a shit.
So, someone's gonna leave their job post. They're gonna tell them, "Hey, they're mixing," You're gonna come back. You're gonna leave a cryptic message for you saying,
Yeah.
saying went up and down and then left.
It's about as cryptic as watching people put stuff on bathroom bar walls, you know.
The Nazis said this is where they would find the superhuman Aryan race called the Aryans, and
Creative.
and they were said to come from Hyperborea, a legendary continent that existed beyond the poles.
AKA
Wait.
Hockeyville.
AKA Captain America.
Nobody can get in our gated community.
Hockeyville. Hey man, speaking of encryptic,
Yeah.
what's with all the signs that say "shut the door"?
What?
Oh, at this house?
Yeah, shut the
Friendly reminder.
friendly. It's like pasted everywhere.
Shut the door.
Yeah, did you see it? How could you not see it? It's like pasted all
Yeah.
over.
It's
I'm surprised I don't see a surveillance camera right there.
Oh, there is. It's the Bible.
Holy shit. I'm surprised it's not pasted in other languages too. Say shut the
We'll work on that. We'll get it in Czechoslovakian.
shut the door. Should put like a mean old grandpa picture right there. Shut the door.
We gotta protect the space,
I
baby.
guess so. What are you reading now? More about the Antarctica?
It's so profound.
It is kind of
See, I didn't know anything about it. I just said, is there people there?
All I know
No,
there's a
there's
couple
no-
of expeditions
no native.
down there.
Okay.
The Nazis were
No
big.
lost tribes
Yeah,
or whatever.
the Nazis were big.
There's
into-
a
but
author.
the Nazis did discover
Have
a
you,
lot
ever,
of things.
have you ever heard of H.P. Lovecraft? He's an author.
Yeah, you heard of H.P.
Have you,
Lovecraft?
have you heard of
I have not.
Really? He wrote
Yeah.
quite a few interesting
He's the
books.
horror writer who had an obsession with Antarctica, and the sunken city of what the fuck?
Spaghetti word.
Well, it's R and then apostrophe and then Lyeh.
Elijah?
Rely? I don't know. Rely?
Why don't you show him?
You got me.
Oh, man.
No, I'm not gonna get that one. I'm spelling Nazi out.
Anyways, this supposed lost sunken city is located at 47 degrees south and 126 degrees west. In
Right.
the southern
No
Pacific
Uber.
Ocean.
No Uber for you.
And it was said to imprison this dark deity, Chitulu or Situlu, some shit. But in
Dude,
'97,
you're really awesome.
I mean, I'm going down the rabbit hole, man.
Yeah, you are.
Deep dive.
And,
Especially rabbit hole where you can't pronounce the word or describe
He's
them.
getting Uncle Vitus.
Shut up.
From the gingivitis captain.
Hey, man, that was a weird name, man. In '97, the famous bloop sound was recorded at almost the exact same coordinates as the supposed lost city.
The bloop or the bleep?
It says bloop, BLOO.
97. What were you doing, Jay, in 97?
Oh,
A lot of
shit.
cocaine.
The summer, the fall, or the winter?
I guess it could be spring, too.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Anyways,
Probably something nefarious.
the sound was
With
almost
some
the exact,
cartoon
Oh,
characters.
yeah.
the sound was almost the exact same coordinates as the supposed lost city, and the sound resembled that of a living creature, but the source was a mystery because it would be far more powerful than the calls made by an animal
Oh.
on Earth. And that's just
But
so
see, you see how easy it is to manipulate history and facts with a story or somebody that has a
Right.
good thing to say. This could be total bullshit.
total bullshit.
But I mean, it sounds great.
But it sounds
you
interesting.
know?
Well,
Yeah.
And this is something Joe Rogan would ponder on. This is so
Well, he
profound.
kind of dips into his DMT and says, "Hey,
That secret stash.
that secret stash."
Hey,
Some
Joe
edibles.
Rogan's the GOAT. You shut your
Yeah.
fucking
Oh,
dirty
Watch your
mouth.
mouth.
But I know there's a lot of things out there that are unexplained. There is a lot of things. I mean, like where does that other sock go?
Yeah.
You know.
Where'd the cell phone go again?
Yep. You know, where did I leave my keys at?
Probably where your clean hand threw it.
Oh yeah.
Not the dirty hand.
Not the dirty hand, but the clean hand.
That's how I
Yeah.
taught him right and left.
That's one of George Carlin's great rants too, is about losing stuff. He's like,
Yeah.
I hate losing stuff
Mhm.
because when you lose stuff, you're like, where is it? where the F is it? Like, that's the worst thing about losing stuff is where the hell is it? Which is true, you know? Where is it?
It's
That's
kinda
the
like
main
at that
thing.
night of drinking.
And you're pissed
Where
off.
is-
Where the hell is it?
Where the hell did I do last night? Jeez.
Yeah.
That's one of the things.
Oh man, I lose
Our
stuff
George,
all the time.
our George, when he talks about buying, or when you have a house, to put things in it.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah,
know?
the house rant. That's a good one too.
You put things in it.
Yeah.
And then you buy something to put other things in that.
Then you have that, and you have more stuff.
Yeah, you got more stuff. And then you put more stuff in that stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
And then that stuff has stuff.
And that stuff
Yeah.
has stuff. You know, then you just accumulate all that stuff.
You know I lose stuff because I've got one of those things called Tile. It's in my wallet. It's connected to my phone. And so if I lose something, well, who knows what I'm going to use? Probably one of these Android devices, these Alexas, and they're going, hey, find my keys, find my phone. You know, until everything powers down, then I'm done.
So you're basically putting tracking devices
Everywhere.
In your shit.
Yeah. So basically everything about me is exposed, you know, to the U.S. government. But F it, at least I can find my stuff.
I'm going to give
Where
up.
did it go? I found it.
How
Yeah,
big
they
is
know
this
what you're
tile
doing.
thing? You have it on you?
I had it in my wallet, which is not on me, but it's
Okay.
just a little square piece that
Well,
fits.
where is it?
Yeah, exactly. Square one. Oh, I lost that too. Okay, you're done.
Perfect time to
Delete
find
yourself.
it.
So
Right.
how do you find? So if you lose your wallet, how do you find it?
You basically connect it to, well, it's connected to your phone. If
Okay, so
got the
if
app
you lose
there.
the primary, the master, if you lose your phone, then how do you find your phone?
But then you're pretty much done. So basically your brain, your life link is right here. It's the
Right.
damn phone.
So
You know?
basically that's your life link.
Don't
All-
ever lose your phone. That's
No.
everybody's life link now.
I think it is. I think you're
That's
right.
why, like, if you ever get a chance to watch the podcast with Elon Musk on Joe Rogan, he mentions how the next phase of things going on is they're literally putting a chip inside people's brain that have
Well, I
like.
think you're close
severe-
to doing that because you're
Well,
putting chips.
I'm working on it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get to cyborg LQ level right now.
Because you're putting
Yeah.
chips into things that you own
Right.
that you don't want to lose.
Just like this, if you leave it alone, you feel like disconnected.
I think some
for a
people
long
do.
time. I mean, especially this generation.
There's
you
this
know?
relationship between you and your phone.
So you're already halfway there almost
Right.
to
'Cause I think like
sentient cyborg.
we have these on us.
Yeah.
And this is to check our diabetes.
Right.
And
Something you rarely do.
something I rarely do.
But this is almost a connection to your brain. Like you need this stimulant or this for
Right.
some reason.
So that's more
to
like a
look
stimulus because you're so used to
stuff.
checking emails,
It,
checking.
it releases
So the implant's not far away.
endorphins.
So it releases endorphins.
It is shown that it does release
So
endorphins.
it's kind
to
of like a
people.
little kid with a toy. The
There's
little kid.
they did a test, and so whenever someone would get a text message because they had them hooked up, like they would literally boost endorphins because then it's like
Their ears, like a dog, would just go up.
Well, it would be like it would give them the feelings of like love and all this
Yep.
other shit. As soon as they hear a text or a beat, they would go.
So that's kind of like cattle. I
Yeah,
mean,
wow.
how you train cattle.
It is.
And-
That's
and, you know,
humans.
Right, you're doing it to humans
Mhm.
on a larger
Yes.
scale.
But if you look at humans, that's kind of what we are overall. Is an advanced version of cattle as a whole. I'm not saying
Right.
every individual, but
Because like even at work,
right.
either at your work has a PA or intercom,
Mhm.
and back in the days, you'd hear a buzzer indicating when to go to break, when to
Mhm.
come back from break. So like maybe where you're at, you don't hear that, but you look at the time and say,
Mhm.
okay, it's time for me to go to break, time for me to come back. So you're kind of on a set schedule.
Well, I don't know about the comeback part.
Right. then I might make a beeline to the banyo.
Yeah,
to-
right.
To,
Extend
take
it.
another 15
Yeah.
minutes and,
Yeah.
waste some time. But yeah,
Yeah.
the phone is dictating your life.
It's an extension of
It is an
yourself at this point,
What would you say? It's an extension, or are you the phone?
That's
So profound.
but that's what I was getting to on this podcast. He talks about an actual implant in the brain. Well, first of all, he's mentioning how it can actually cure you if you have bad eyesight, if you have some kind of functions that aren't up to date. He said these things will actually censor you up. Your eyesight will be fixed. Your brain function.
So then
will
he's
be
talking more
fixed.
like nanotechnology in the
Yeah,
body.
right,
things
exactly.
like that.
And it looks like it's not far away. They're going to obviously test it and the test people.
You don't think
and
it's
this
that
and
far away?
I don't think anything's that far away because the way technology doubles
Right.
virtually every
how
year.
it's rapidly moving along.
Yeah, I mean, look where we're at.
Yeah, you got a
know?
good point there.
Yep.
Yes.
I got a troll that set up a podcast. stand. I
Oh,
mean, who would have thought? What's next? A pug's gonna run a media corporation?
Twinkie.
Mr. Twinkie.
Mr. Twinkie. He's gonna walk through that door
Yeah.
and say,
With a suit.
say, what's with the damn signs?
Yeah. It's coming. Things are coming.
Wow.
Yeah.
Twinkie.
Science, man.
Mr. Twinkie.
Yes, sir.
Twinkie.
Shout
Man.
out Twinkie.
Shout out to
the
Twinkie.
Twinks.
Jeez. Don't
Twinkie.
worry, Moo. We didn't forget about you.
Oh, I did. I was ready to throw something to my TV when I saw him on the last podcast. That little freaking
That
run.
little
Bit
fuck.
my ankle.
Hey, you know who takes ash baths? Moo.
Yeah, just like
Oh,
his
God.
owner.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we'll conclude this until next week. Alex, we'd like to thank you for being on our podcast.
Being
Thanks,
a
Buffoons.
tremendous host.
Much
you-
respect
yeah.
and love.
You've been a tremendous host, and thank you for bringing us into your home. It's quite a lovely home. I love the flooring and stuff.
Absolutely. Now
Yes.
take your ass back to Frogtown. 94 East. Don't stop
Don't stop.
until you see the spaceship soccer field.
Oh shit!
Thanks, fellas.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, man.
Yes.
We were kind of hoping for your famous pot roast.
Oh.
For you to karate chop the shit
I'm
out of
gonna
some
be
carrots.
honest. The side of my hand's a little sore because those carrots are hard to chop, Bruce Lee style. I mean, I didn't cut the potatoes, so that wasn't an issue.
Right.
It's the tasty pot roast.
It was a
Quite
tasty fucking
the
pot
You'll
roast.
get it.
carrots.
You'll get it.
Yes.
Man, well,
Football
thank you,
season.
Alex, man.
Thanks,
Yep,
fellas.
thank you and BB
This-
for having us.
Pleasure.
This has been that insightful
This has
buffoonery
been that insightful buffoonery.
with your buffoons,
So
the
one day
tro.
you're gonna find yourself jacked to your phone like Johnny Pneumatic.
Well, anyways,
Anyways,
we've been your buffoons, your
Yep.
insightful
Yes.
ones, the
Yep.
tro,
Yep.
the engineer, LQ,
Yep.
the man, the myth, the legend,
Yes.
Thank you, fellas.
all the above.
All the above.
Love
All
chatting
right,
with
man,
you.
we out.